Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and yes, this is the Acura Guy channel. You might be wondering, why did the Acura Guy buy a Porsche? Well, I'll tell you what, I like cars in general. I love all cars. Acura is definitely a brand and car that I will always love and continue to buy more vehicles from. But this Porsche 996 is a car right now that I believe is going to be a pretty good investment. So, and of course, like I said, I love cars in general. So not only did I buy it for the pure enjoyment of driving and how much like pleasure this car can bring to the driver, I bought it for investment purposes too. But anyway, we'll take it out for a spin and I'll talk more about it. So yes, I did buy a Porsche 911. This is a 2004 Porsche 911 Turbo. It's the 996. Pretty much the most underappreciated Porsche that is out there on the market today. Well, not necessarily the most underappreciated. I know there's the 914s and some of the other ones, but really there's been a big increase in desire for those as well. But right now, these are pretty much the best bargain out there for a sports car. I mean, this car has 420 horsepower, 425 pounds-feet of torque. It's all-wheel drive, and it's a driver's car. And if you ever hear me talk about my Acuras, like the biggest thing I like about Acuras and Hondas is they really make a functional drivable car. Well, out of all the sports cars out there, Porsche is one of the biggest ones that emphasizes their cars to driving enjoyment, and you really get that out of this Porsche 911. Now, earlier this month, actually it was at the end of last month, February, I actually put an offer in on an Acura NSX. I was denied the offer. They didn't take it, and I thought it was a fair offer for the mileage that was on there. It was 129,000 miles on the car. 1991, the very first year, no power steering, no traction control, rear wheel drive, 270 horsepower, 3.0 liter, amazing car. I will still one day buy an Acura NSX. That is what I want to do. But they are now becoming a car that is less achievable. It's way less car than this for way more money. This car is, as far as performance goes, just destroys the Acura NSX. Of course, of the old ones. The new ones, no. But the first generation Acura NSX, this car is hands down a way better performing car. I mean, this is second gear. It just gets up and goes. It is. I mean, it's turbo at 420 horsepower. It does 0 to 60 in like 4 seconds and change, like 4.1 and 4.2 seconds. It's not the X50 model with the 100 or the 450 horsepower, I believe. But still, these things are a bargain right now, and I don't think they're going to be a bargain for much longer. I feel like it's the same thing that happened with the Acura NSX. If you would have bought an Acura NSX 10 years ago, it was a bargain. You could get one for like $40,000, low miles. The early 90s versions. Now, you're lucky. Like the offer I gave the person was $60,000. They didn't want it. They thought they could get more. They're holding out. It was been sent on for sale for many months too, but they did not take that. Maybe I'm way off on that. You can tell me in the comments below. But anyway, $60,000. They did not want to take it. This guy I picked up for $42,000. I've got way more power. I've got way more performance, and it is a joy to drive. Yes, it's a Porsche, it's not an Acura, but this is also, in my opinion, an investment. I think the value on this car is going to be going up in the next few years. Biggest reason why it's underappreciated, it is water-cooled. If you know anything about Porsche enthusiasts, they wanted air-cooled cars. That was it, like the Boxer engine, air-cooled cars. And they did not like the fact that this is the very first water-cooled 911. Still a 3.6 liter Boxer motor, but they went to water-cooled. So huge no-no for the big Porsche enthusiasts, but not for the rest of the world. They sold so many. Of course, this was the first mass-produced Porsche too. And then, of course, the other downside that a lot of people had a problem with were what they call the fried egg headlights, which I personally do not mind at all. I actually enjoy them. They look great. Obviously, this is a 2004 version. They had a little bit of a refresh. It doesn't have the yellow bottom part that really makes it look like the fried egg. And of course, it does have similarities to the lower model Boxster. So that was the other thing, people paying over $100,000 for a car and it looks like a way cheaper Boxster. They were frustrated about that. But anyway, now 20 years later, almost 20 years later for this car, people are not paying attention to that. They're the ones that are frustrated or mad about that. I mean, every single 911 since this one has been water-cooled. Water-cooled is how they all are now. So yes, this was the very first one that was water-cooled, but people are forgetting about that. People are forgetting why they were ever not liking this car from the very beginning. Because if you get in one and you drive one, oh my goodness, they're fun. They are so much fun to drive. This is the 6-speed manual transmission. Shifts like butter. It is so easy to drive. And you just have a smile on your face the whole time you're driving it. Powerful, almost too powerful. I mean, there's a lot of people who say you should go for the Carrera 4S because that's all-wheel drive as well, and it's a little bit less powerful for the normal streets. This car is somewhat too powerful for the normal streets. I mean, in all reality, this is a supercar, and I bought it for $42,000. And I do have a strong feeling that it's going to go up in value in the next few years or the next decade to come. One thing that's a benefit from this turbo model is it doesn't have that IMS bearing issue, which can be a headache for any of the non-turbo lower models of these years, this 996 generation. So I was very happy to get a turbo. The other thing that I need to look into, if you're looking to get one of these the same way I did as an investment, might have to look into getting your water hoses fixed, because apparently Porsche just glued on how they attached them to all the parts in the engine. They glued them on, so could potentially have a problem down the road without having that fixed. I mean, really, the only time you could really have an issue with it is if you tried to track this car a lot and really put it under a lot of rigorous type driving. That is not my plan. I plan to just have this as a weekend driver and let it appreciate over time. So that's the biggest reason why I bought this Porsche 911 Turbo. I am a overall car enthusiast in general. I love all cars, not just Acuras, but Acura is definitely one of my favorite brands of all time. I'm a little bit weird about it. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you love cars and Acuras as much as I do. And please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Thanks. Bye. Okay, you ready for the sound in the tunnel? Let's hear it. Let's go. Yeah, that sounded pretty good, didn't it? I'm telling you, buy them while they're cheap. Value's just gonna go up.